Hey guys, Tomer here and welcome to another episode of NationStates. We are back with Arcaniana here. So I want to show you some updated information lately because I've been doing this a bit on my own. So we're the Kingdom of Arcaniana. We're now an inoffensive centrist democracy. I'm kind of alternating between inoffensive centrist democracy and what was the other one? Left-leaning college state. Yeah. Our motto is still equality, liberty, country. Our civil rights are excellent, our economy is good, our political freedom is average. I've got some fact books to show you. But now, the Kingdom of Arcaniana is a massively cultured nation, ruled by King Philip Valiant the 17th. Yeah, I actually was able to add a leader to the nation with an even hand, and renowned for his public floggings, anti-smoking policies, and compulsory military service, and their adherence towards religion. It's not shown here though, because you can only have 3 of these. The hard-nosed population of 1.5 billion, holy shit. Arcanianans have some civil rights, but not too many, enjoy the freedom to spend their money however they like, to a point, and take part in free and open elections, although not too often. The relatively small government prioritizes defense, with education, welfare, and law and order also on the agenda, while spirituality and international aid aren't funded at all, like they should be. It meets to discuss matters of the state in the capital city of Hanovra. The average income tax is 16%, but much higher for the wealthy. The Arcanian economy, worth 86.5 trillion archons a year, is broadly diversified and led by the book publishing industry, with significant contributions from arts manufacturing, tourism, and trout farming. State-owned companies are reasonably common. Average income tax is 56.7 archons, and evenly distributed, with the richest citizens earning only 2.9 times as much as the poorest. The government regularly hires contractors to construct high-rise apartments. A nationwide call of dragons is in effect. A typical fast food menu item could serve a small army, and the government pours millions of archons into rehabilitation programs annually. Crime, especially youth-related, is almost non-existent. Arcaniana as a national animal is the dragon. Arcaniana is ranked 63rd, well, who gives a shit, and second in alternate EU. I don't know if you saw this, but I changed the region to alternate EU, which is actually a very good region. I created it with my friends. Here it is. So there's the Confederacy of Neoliberal Greece, the Kingdom of Arcaniana, and the Emperor of Imperial Napoleonic France. One is a libertarian police state, the other is an inoffensive centrist democracy, and the other is a capitalist. Alright, so that was 39 days ago. So let's see. Okay, see, I was reclassified from inoffensive centrist democracy to left-leaning college state. I was reclassified from left-leaning college state to inoffensive centrist democracy, and I'll be reclassified as left-leaning college state. I'm kinda in between those two, it seems. So, before we go into the issues, which we're gonna go there, I need to show you, we've got the leaders of Arcaniana, we've got history of Arcaniana, we've got political map of Arcaniana, and we've got a survey on population's religion. I don't know if I showed you any of these last time, I don't remember. I know haven't shown you this one because I made it a few days ago. So, yeah, as for these, 1234 ACE, creation of the nation by Duke Gerard de Courtenay, based on provinces he was given as gift by the King of France. 1267, country enters the Holy Roman Empire. 1528, Protestantism is fiercely persecuted by the local authorities. 1600, Calvinism rises after persecution is over. 1806, dissolution of the Holy Roman Empire, country becomes fully independent after almost 600 years. 1807, country conquered by Napoleon, royal family flees to Spain. 1808, royal family flees to Great Britain after the Napoleonic invasion of Spain. 1815, country restored after Napoleon's defeat. 1832, the Courtenays are deposed and replaced by the Valiants, a cousin branch to the Courtenays. 1839, constitution adopted, constitutional monarchy. 1916, country joins the Entente against the Central Powers, World War I. 1940, fascist Italy invades and occupies the country, World War II. 1943, country is liberated. 2000, country transitions from constitutional monarchy to UK-style democracy, a democracy with royal family, nobility, and titles. 2007, country joins the EU. So, that's it. That's the history. This is a political map. So, this is Switzerland, this is Austria, this is Liechtenstein, Germany, France, Italy. And between the border of Italy and Switzerland, this tiny little patch of land that's colored white in here is Arcaniana. So, Serbian population's religion, 40% of the population believe in are pretty much atheists. They believe in no deity. Belief in a higher force, spirit, or being, but not from holy pieces of writing, is 5%. Christianity is 53%, 21% Catholic, 24% Protestant, 52% Calvinist, and 3% Orthodox. Islam is 1%, 98% Sunni, 2% Shia, and others is 1%, pretty much. So yeah. Leaders of Arcaniana, founding period 1234 to 1303, Duke Gerard de Courtenay, killed in the Battle of Waterfield, government absolute monarchy. Duke, I think you can see the date, so I don't really need to say them. Well, I will. Fuck it. Duke Heinrich de Courtenay, December 1243 to 1270, natural death, government absolute monarchy. Duke Savance de Courtenay, March 1270 to 1278, dethroned and killed in peasant revolt, government type absolute monarchy. Duke Martinus de Courtenay, June 1278 to 1283, assassinated. Government regency under Cardinal Boniface, 1278 to 1281. Absolute monarchy, 1281 to 1283. And so yeah, regency under the Cardinal from 1278 to 1281, and then from 1281 to 1283 was an absolute monarchy. Duke Victorius de Courtenay, April 1283 to 1303. Natural death, government absolute monarchy, relying heavily on chief advisor Leopold. Duke Valerian de Courtenay, March 1303 to April 1303, dethroned and killed by noble revolt, government type absolute monarchy. Then we have the interregnum from 1303 to 1386, that's 83 years, holy shit. Protector of the realm Leopold, the former chief advisor to Victorius de Courtenay, May 1303 to 1345, natural death, government type regency. Protector of the realm Emmerich, January 1345 to 1371, killed in an ambush by Lord Ulrich von Hanovra, government type regency. Protector of the realm Hermann, February 1371 to 1386, killed by Dieter de Courtenay, government type regency. I know I say government type even though it says government, but whatever, fuck it. Restoration period 1386 to 1569, that's a long restoration period. Duke Dieter de Courtenay, March 1386 to 1443, natural death, government type absolute monarchy, suppression of nobility, clergy, and burghers. Duke Gerard II de Courtenay, April 1443 to 1474, natural death, government absolute monarchy, even more suppression of nobility, clergy, and burghers. Duke Gerard III de Courtenay, January 1474 to 1528, natural death, government type absolute monarchy, compromise with nobility, clergy, and burghers. Duke Albert de Courtenay, February 1528 to 1559, died of dysentery, government type absolute monarchy, suppression of Protestantism. Duke Dieter II de Courtenay, July 1559 to 1600, poisoned, government type absolute monarchy, even more suppression of Protestantism. So we got the Calvinist period here, 1600 to 1634, Duke Gerard IV de Courtenay, March 1600 to 1634, he was the only ruler of the Calvinist period. Government type absolute monarchy, end of Protestant persecution, combating unrest due to his Calvinist beliefs. Neo-Catholic period, 1635 to 1715. Duke Philip de Courtenay, October 1634 to 1674. Government Catholic puppet state controlled by Archbishop Augustine, the king's chief advisor. Duke Dieter III de Courtenay, January 1674 to 1711. Poisoned, government Catholic puppet state, tried to put an end to it, but mysteriously died. Mysteriously. Duchess Evelyn von Augsburg, September 1711 to 1745. Stepped down in favor of her son, natural death. Government type regency for her son after the death of her husband, Dieter III. Removed church influence from court, which is why this period ends in 1715, even though she was still alive in 1715. So from 1715 and onward, after the church influence was removed from court and the government stopped being a Catholic puppet state, the Neo-Calvinist period appeared, which from 1715 to 1807. Duke Gerard V de Courtenay, March 1745 to 1800, natural death. Government type aristocratic puppet state, that's what replaced it. Controlled by Baron Ulrich von Reglenberg, Lord Etienne d'Artois, and Count Wilhelm of Rersteinberg. 1745 to 1763, and then enlightened despotism, destruction of the remaining power of the aristocracy, empowerment of the emerging middle class from 1763 to 1800. Because, he... Effectively what happened was, in the 1760s, you had Ulrich dying. Ulrich was like the mastermind of the plan. So when Ulrich died, and then Count Wilhelm was poisoned, Lord Etienne was left alone in this effort of controlling the king, and he could not do it. So he was effectively... He was literally just completely expelled from the realm. He was actually like... What's the word for it? Well, yeah, he was expelled. He was never allowed into Arcaniana again. He was exiled. Yeah, exiled. So, let's go down here. Duke Philip II de Courtenay, August 1800 to 1807, killed the Napoleon siege of Hanovra, government, enlightened despotism, improvement in the living conditions of the poor. He's known as, Duke Philip II is known as the charitable because of this. So you have created a pretty kick-ass story, you have to admit, I mean, I had to take all these names, I had to put them here, I had to think of the different government types, I had to put the dates there, I had to put the months, I had to put different deaths, I had to put different characters in the story, this is, you must say, this is pretty impressive. And it's kind of sad because, it implies that I had the time to do this, so, yeah. Well, I don't have a girlfriend, so, Napoleonic occupation, 1807 to 1813, March 1815 to June 1815, King Jerome Bonaparte from 1807 to 1813, government type absolute monarchy, spread of revolutionary republican ideas, and then from March 1815 to June 1815, when news of Napoleon's return to the mainland were heard, the Arcaniana literally just, not Arcaniana, but Hanovra only, literally Hanovra just expelled everyone outside of the city with the help of the National Guard and forces like that, government forces. And they created a local republic where, they elected the mayor. And they elected Mayor Jean-Charles of Hanovra. After Napoleon's defeat, on the other hand, the revolutionaries in Hanovra lost heart, and effectively they fled, and the king gained a lot of support and marched back into the capital. The Courtenay downfall period, 20th of June 1815 to 1832. King Philip III de Courtenay, 1815 to 1817, stepped down due to unrest in favor of his brother Philip IV. King Philip IV de Courtenay, March 1817 to 1825, poisoned. Government type absolute monarchy. Unrest fell until 1823 when it started rising again. There was a lot of unrest in this guy's government. King Dieter IV de Courtenay, June 1825 to 1832. Government absolute monarchy. Rebel began rising. I don't even know how to English. Okay, you know what? I'm being my own fucking grammar Nazi right here, But yeah, just rebels began rising against his rule and dethroned him. Then there's a Philippian period from 1832 to 1945. King Philip V Valiant, 1832 to 1839, assassinated, government type popular monarchy. This guy was the one who did the revolt against King Dieter IV and dethroned him. He's the guy who replaced Dieter. You notice something? Every ruler after him was a constitutional monarch, but he was a popular monarch. That's because the people themselves actually rallied to his cause and put him on the throne. Well, the rest were just born to the throne. He's the only monarch put there democratically, effectively. Or at least with some measure, or at least with some measure of support. Then we have King Philip VI Valiant, from June 1839 to 1876, natural death, government type constitutional monarchy. King Maxime Valiant, January 1876 to 1910, hunting accident, government type constitutional monarchy. During his reign, all men were given the vote, which used to belong only to the middle and upper class. Since the popular monarchy was created and effectively a constitution was adopted and a parliament was also adopted, the vote was given to the middle and upper classes until this guy in the late 1800s, in the 1890s, the King Maxim in the late 1890s gave the vote to all men in the country, to all male citizens of the country, to be more exact. King Walter Valiant, August 1910 to 1916, abdicated in favor of his brother Philip the the seventh? Yeah, the seventh. Due to unrest regarding his pro-central power stance, he gave women the vote, though. This guy gave women the vote around 1915. This guy gave women the vote in 1915, yeah. One of the earliest governments to give women the vote. Well, there were a few who gave it in the 1800s, but, usually, those were like obscure, there were Australia, there were New Zealand, countries like that. Government type constitutional monarchy. King Philip VII Valiant, February 1916 to 1935. Death by unknown disease. Government type constitutional monarchy. Pro-Entente leadership leads them into war. King Philip VIII Valiant, April 1935 to 1945. Killed by terrorists. Just a 10-year period. Government type constitutional monarchy. Pro-Axis neutrality until the Italian invasion. Shift to the Allies. Progressive period, 1945 to present. King Philip the Ninth Valiant, March 1945 to 1947, abdicated due to declining health in favor of his cousin Philip the Tenth. Government type constitutional monarchy. While the king held conservative values and despised the Soviets, the parliament was full of socialists at the time and very pro-Soviet. King Philip the Tenth Valiant, March 1947 to 1953, assassinated. Government type constitutional monarchy. The king was very pro-socialist, died mysteriously by an alleged fascist. Queen Aurelia Valiant, May 1953 to 1987, abdicated in favor of her son Philip the. This is Philip the 16th. Yeah, it's a mistake. I'll explain what is going on here. So. It's explained a bit further down the road. It was a mistake in the names, but effectively, she was her government type was constitutional monarchy. The queen was a liberal in favor of capitalism, opposed socialism and communism. Using all of her constitutional power, she pushed for women's rights and made them equal to men. Yeah, she was a second wave feminist, roughly. King Philip the 16th Valiant, August 1987 to 2003, died in a car accident. Government type constitutional monarchy, 1987 to December 1999. And then crowned republic, still called constitutional monarchy, only with less power given to the king, January 2000 to 2003. He's known as the 16th instead of the 11th. Due to a mistake in the papers for his royal name, his son didn't want to fix the mistake. King Philip XVII Valiant, February 2003 to present. Government type, crowned republic. He didn't correct the numeral in his name. He pushed the parliament to vote in favor of joining the EU. So let's go to the issues. As we roll, let's see. Earlier this week, an entire chapter of the motorcycle gang Daughters of Disorder was involved in a nasty accident on one of Arcaniana's major roads, leaving several of them dead. After medical personnel later ascertained that the use of helmets could have saved their lives, the Minister of Health and Public Safety made a statement promoting a set of new security measures mandatory for all motorcycle riders. The initiative has sparked debate and is facing strong opposition from motorcycle enthusiasts. This law would violate our religious right to wear our sacred top hats while riding motorcycles, exclaims Ivan Summers, president of the Violated Scooter Corps, as he points his ceremonial blade at her chest. We have worn the top hat in times of war on the battlefield. Our protection comes from Violet herself. Require the ungodly heathens to wear helmets. Those who are chosen by Violet to ride will ride in style or die trying. The stovepipe is right. Helmets are lame. Agrees Dean James, your slacker nephew. How am I going to impress any babes if I have helmet hair? He asks, running his hand through his hair, while checking out your secretary over his sunglasses. Do the right thing, boss. Helmets are for losers. I like this guy. I like his style. Don't listen to him, dear, says your sister, while she drags her son towards the door by the ear. You had the right idea. Everyone riding motorcycles should wear a helmet and padded full body protective suit and a reflective vest and neck warmers and She continues listing security gear as she leaves the room with your nephew in tow. It's not enough! Screams one of your junior aides, a fragile and slightly confused soul who was particularly disturbed by the recent accident. It's not just traffic. People slip in the shower every day. Cans fall on their heads in supermarket. Disoriented birds who are all exposed. Little times people are too stupid to realize that we have to make them. There should be a helmet law for everyone. Wear a helmet or go to jail. Jesus Christ, I'll go with this guy. Helmets are for losers. Selfish juvenile delinquents are highly overrepresented in fatal motorcycle accidents. Oh God. Falling standard at Arcaniana's retirement homes have prompted OAPS to take on the streets and demand better treatment. There needs to be more done for the elderly, says Ivan McKay, a resident of this old man retirement home. We can't work to support ourselves anymore, and pensions we get are measly. We need more benefits such as higher standards of living, free bus tickets, and a continuous supply of urchins. All it requires is a little more generosity on the part of the taxpayers. After all, we fought the war for their sort. We fought the war, man. We fought the war. I'm not giving any of my hard-earned wages to a bunch of old fossils, says Ryan Chicago, a devout taxpayer. If they weren't smart enough to save enough money for their later years, then why should the government pay out for them now? They had the chance and they didn't take it. If they really want money so bad, they can go on and work for it like everyone else. Actually, no. They fought a war, man. They fought a war. Retirement homes are often fitted with luxurious suites. Suites? I don't know. How's that pronounced? After students at the school revolted and attempted to secede from Arcaniana, leading to 3-day siege that was peacefully resolved. Educators, parents, and newspapers across the country have called for something to be done about discipline in schools. It's this modern let's be friends teaching style that is to blame, rants Rochelle Steele. Oh, Rochelle Steele, okay. Retired headmistress. We're all so concerned with mollycoddling those little hooligans that we've forgotten what education is supposed to do. Instill obedience, discipline, respect for authority. Let's get in. Former army military surgeons, former army drill sergeants to teach the little sods. Sure, they might not have any formal teaching qualifications, but good teaching mostly just comes down to shouting louder than the children, in my experience. Jesus Christ, what a fucking terrible person. Well, every person in this fucking game is just exaggerated out of fucking proportion. Like, the worst example of society are put together and you have to decide based on those. Rarely do I ever get something that I find reasonable in this game. I usually go for the least bad option, in my opinion. Well, now let's not blow this out of proportion, muses Mai Suaksantewit, a political science teacher who until recently worked at the school in question. Things may have gotten a little out of hand, but let's acknowledge that the students set up a functional working society in under 3 days. I say that they were exploring and learning under their own direction. Even the pipe bombs they made shows great grasp of advanced chemistry. School children should be given freedom to direct their own education and tap their personal potentials. No, I'm not going for an anarchist commune. This is the Paris commune all over again. Don't do that. So we're either turning them into obedient robots or letting them run riot? Questions well-meaning parent Kirby Hahn. We need to reach out to these poor misguided kids and speak to them on their level. We need teachers who know how to talk to the youth of today in their own language. You should be doing more, too, King Philip Valiant the 17th. Perhaps you should set up one of those My Face pages. Would it kill you to wear a baseball cap once in a while? Well, let's be honest, the new king is pretty fucking cool. Just, he's pretty modern and shit. But yeah, just, King Philip Valiant, he probably has a fucking My Face page. He's probably looking for a fucking, can you imagine, actually, having, a modern, prince or king? Just having, a fucking MySpace page. Is MySpace even a thing anymore? I don't even know. But, having, a page on one of these dating sites, I don't know, fucking Tinder. Going on Tinder, having a fucking page and going, things about me. I want, a tall, brunette, princess from, preferably from Germany. Somewhere in her 20s to 30s, in her 20s to early 30s, with lots of wealth and many paintings. That would be hilarious. That would be fucking hilarious. Like, actually stumbling upon such a page. Like, Prince William is looking for these things. Do you fit those standards? I can see a lot of unhappy teenagers in Arcaniana, notes Hack McKay, prominent child psychotherapist. In my professional opinion, this disruptive behavior is little more than a symptom of an epidemic of youth psychological problems. Ensuring that these children have access to the support they need. Assigning psychologists to every school and ease up restrictions on prescribing mood-altering medication to children. Presidents will start to see calmer, happier children. This guy is fucking creepy. Just mood-altering medication to children. Fuck no. I'm not giving them fucking antidepressants. Jesus Christ. I'm going with this guy. Okay, the Kirby is pretty good. Teenagers can't decide if they're more embarrassed by their parents or the country's leader.